Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. IPL is back on again, and tonight we're going to see Sunrisers Hyderabad facing off against Lucknow Super Giants in their own backyard. At this point, what we've seen from SRH in Hyderabad is crazy and it's dangerous. Joining me today is Naman Suri and Shomik Chakrabarti, along with Atreo. But Naman, Shomik, Atreo, if I were to ask you, if you were the LSG captain, if you were in the LSG camp, what mindset would you be going into that field today? Because what SRH did last time is it was wild. Shomek, why don't you start?
Now, the mindset to have a response. Um, Once again, it's a new season after the mega auction. Your side has been rejigged. So, what happened last year? It's water under the bridge now. It's a fresh start, and ahead of the match, LSG have got a big injury boost in terms of Avesh Khan has recovered from the injury and joined their camp. The last game against Delhi Capitals, what happened? They had just two bowlers with international experience in their ranks, Shardul Thakur and Ravi Bishnoi. And Rishabh Pant miscalculated a bit and gave Shardul just 2 overs. He didn't complete his quota. So with Avesh Khan coming in, they will have another bowler with international experience. And see, even in that defeat against Delhi Capitals, maybe there were some positives to take home, given that they reduced Delhi to 112 for 5, I think, midway through. So, I mean, for I think in a 40 over game for 35 overs, they sort of dominated. Delhi Capitals clinched it in the last 5 overs, sort of after Ashutosh came. So there were some positives to take home for LSG, and obviously I expect a response from LSG in this game. Although on paper, Sunrisers Hyderabad would be a bit ahead.
Sunrisers Hyderabad will be ahead, is what Shomek is saying. Atre, your thoughts on this? If you were in the LSG camp, if you were a bowler in the LSG team, what would you be thinking at this point?
The mind would be full of fear. And because we know what kind of explosion these Hyderabad batsmen are capable of causing, they have been doing it consistently over the last season and this season they have started on the same note. So they don't believe in anything else, and they will go hard at Lucknow bowlers, no doubt. But I see a problem in this Lucknow bowling lineup because they don't have a foreign. They can't have a foreign bowler. They can if they bring in Samar Joseph, but in that case they will have to drop another foreigner, which will weaken their batting. Markram, Miller, Mitch Marsh, and Puran. These are pillars of their batting, and it's difficult for them to drop one of them and get in a foreign bowler. So that is where they are a little bit handicapped, it seems, from outside. Now, Avesh Khan's inclusion is likely to change, is better that scenario, no doubt about that, because Avesh Khan is their leading Indian bowler. I mean, of all the bowlers that they had chosen, Avesh Khan was a leading name. Unfortunately, he couldn't play the previous match, but as we hear that he will be back tonight, and that will certainly strengthen this Lucknow bowling lineup, Gargi.
Naman, a depleted bowling lineup for LSG marred with injuries. And on a Hyderabad deck, what are your thoughts?
Avesh Khan practicing, sprinting, trying to bowl in the nets. I think he bowled to Rishabh Pant. That is a good news for LSG. I won't say that they will have fear in their minds given how powerful SRH has been. I would say there will be some nerves. They would try to do their homework, strategize how they are going to bowl, and try to defend or chase, however it is going to be against this SRH batting lineup. So they will be trying to do their strategies, do their homework. That is what they will plan. This Hyderabad deck, we didn't see much turn there, so I don't think like last game they can depend solely on their spinners. They had a lot of spinners in last game, and so I think Avesh Khan coming back, hopefully he plays. That will be a big boost for them.
Somek, if we talk about the SRH bowlers as well, Harshal Patel the last time around was the standout performer. But when we talk about a Mohammad Shami, Pat Cummins, Adam Zampa, they were also on the receiving end of a lot of runs. What are your thoughts? I mean, yes, the batting lineup is lethal. Yes, they score record-breaking totals, but at the same time, their bowlers also get tonked quite a lot.
See, highway, more often than not, you will get tonked. Bowlers will always be at the batsman's mercy. So the first game was like that. In those pitches, unless you have a lethal Yorker, someone a lethal Yorker of Wasim Akram or Walker Yunus quality, you are always going to be out of the park. So it is very difficult to judge a bowler based on the surface in the first game that was used in the first game. And I think Sunrisers Hyderabad will play all their home matches on a similar kind of pitch because batting has been their strength. Batting, I mean, the top order power. Last year they had two openers, I mean, who changed the opening template as far as T20 cricket is concerned, Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head. And they are there. And now, on top of them, they have Ishan Kishan. So it has made their batting lineup even more lethal. Ishan Kishan, see, there is a difference. If you compare Ishan Kishan and Rishabh Pant of LSG, as far as batsmanship is concerned, Rishabh Pant is way ahead. If you look at the longer format, way ahead. But what the doctor orders in this format, Ishan Kishan has that, which maybe Rishabh Pant doesn't have. So this is why the likes of Sanju Samson, the likes of Ishan Kishan stays a bit ahead of Rishabh Pant in the shortest format. So you see their lineup. I mean, Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, Ishan Kishan, then Nitish Kumar Reddy, Heinrich Klaasen. I mean, that can give any bowling unit sleepless nights, if especially if you are playing on a highway. I think uh, Lucknow Super Giants, especially Rishabh Pant, needs to think out of the box because if you use pace against that bowling lineup, against that top three, they will continue to hit you until the cows come home. You need to take the pace of the ball. I would like to see Aiden Makram or M. Siddharth opening the bowling from one end.
Atro, a similar question to you as well. When we talk about the SRH bowlers, do you think they need to make a few adjustments before heading into the clash with LSG?
Mute.
Bowlers. I understand where you are coming from because in the previous match they ended up conceding 240 odd, although they had made 280 plus 286 and won comfortably in the end. But the other team also scored at 12 per over. But Gagi, you know what? I mean, on this Hyderabad pitch, where they have, which has been made to suit the strength of the Hyderabad team, which is this kind of batting, uh, you don't really judge a bowling unit, or you can't really say that whoever they are, whatever the names they may be, that you can't say for sure that this bowling lineup will do a good containing job or they will take wickets. So it's very difficult to see and very difficult to execute on this kind of a surface. But as the tournament goes on and as the temperature rises all over India and the pitches undergo some wear and tear, towards the second half of the tournament, maybe from the midway through the tournament, we can see the Hyderabad pitch become a little less conducive for batting. But at the moment, no. I mean, doesn't matter who the bowler you are. There is only one destiny, only one destiny for the bowler, and only one destination for the ball, which is there. So I don't see a major change in that script for tonight, at least, Gagi. Yeah.
Naman, is that just a trade-off? You know, you get a lot of runs on the scoreboard, you get 250 plus runs on the scoreboard, and you just have to make peace with the fact that your bowlers are also going to get hit for a lot of runs.
Yeah, I mean, the other team is also there to compete. Obviously, they're going to go after your bowlers as well. It's a flat deck Hyderabad But I would suggest, I mean, I would say that in Hyderabad did bowl pretty well in the final overs. Those last five overs, Harshal Patel only went for 14. He got Sanju Samson, he got Hetmeyer. I think he did a pretty good job with his slow bowling. And then you had the part of international bowler, very experienced veteran bowler in Pat Cummins. He has done his job. These both players did their job with Mohammad Shami opening the ball. I think they have a very pretty good bowling lineup according to their conditions. I think it suits them. What I would not, I mean, I don't think will be there will be Adam Zampa, who was thrashed. He was a player who was thrashed because there was no turn there, no was for that for the spinners, and I think he might be the one that might get left out today for Vian Mulder. Might just strengthen their batting lineup lower down the order, but that is it. I mean, it's a flat deck. You're going to go get scored on. So I think it is a kind of, I mean, you have to accept that when it comes to Hyderabad.
Yep. Shamik, I wanted to ask you, we've seen now with LSG being led by Rishabh Pant, how do you assess his captaincy? And am I back? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Please come again.
Okay. All right. No, I was asking you, what do you think of and how do you assess Rishabh Pant's captaincy so far? We've only seen him in one game, but he has to bring his A game tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first game he had a bad day, both in as far as his batting is concerned, a six-ball duck, followed by some captaincy errors. But it's just one game. It takes time. It takes time to adjust to a new going to a new franchise. You need a kind of a bedding in period also. So from that point of view, he will, and he has a good leadership group around him on the field. He has Nicholas Puran, who has captained who has captained the West Indies team in the shortest format, and off the field in the dugout, he will have the experience and expertise of Justin Langer and Zahir Khan. So from that point of view, he will have help around him. But at the end of the day, it's the captain who takes the decisions. So Rishabh, I think last time around, last game didn't go well from him. But once again, he being a very quick learner, he being a good learner, a good student of the game also, I expect him to learn from his mistakes and um, do better in this game.
Atru, anything to add to that apart from I will ask you both, Naman. I will ask Naman and Atru both about Aiden Markram, Rishabh Pant, and Ayush Badoni. When we talk about that LSG middle order of sorts, they need to step up against SRH.
It's a very strong middle order. I mean, it's they bat very deep, and despite almost none of them clicking in the previous match, just two of the recognized batters scored runs, Mitch Marsh and Nicholas Puran. Despite that middle order collapse and all that, they ended up scoring 209. A team, and which we were saying that they were well short of what they could have got, what they should have got. So any team that on a not on a perfect day, on a sort of an imperfect day, you can say that gets 209 on the board is a very formidable batting side. And you just look at the names. I mean, what all do they have? I mean, this is comparable to the SRH batting lineup. Actually, if you go by the firepower, if you go by the potential, if you go by the way they scored their runs and the pace they score at, and the technique they have of going after the bowlers. I mean, so if you compare these two, on paper, there isn't a lot of difference between the SRH batting lineup and the Lucknow batting lineup. But that's on paper. Now, the difference between Hyderabad and other teams since last season, we can say, is their consistency in getting those giant scores. I mean, we have seen almost all the teams get the odd score above 250 or 240 or thereabouts. A lot of teams do that, but no team has done it with this kind of consistency. So that is where Hyderabad is a cut above the other teams. But I do see some firepower in this Lucknow batting lineup. I mean, it is very formidable. I mean, if they get going, any score is possible. I mean, that's how I see it, because Markram, Mitch Marsh, Nicholas Puran, Rishabh Pant himself. This is a very tough side. I mean, if they get going, anything can happen. Gargi.
Naman, your thoughts on this?
I mean, I totally agree with the fact that the LSG side is, to be fair, comparable with the likes of SRH batting lineup. They are as explosive as their counterparts are. And to be fair, Markram did get a start. Although he got out, he did get a start. The only issue I think is the where Pant is going to be slotted. I think he must go into the top order. That number 4 position might be awkward for him. That can be an issue. But yeah, again, they have a very explosive batting lineup. Unless they are chasing, their lower middle order might not be in a tough situation. Badoni didn't get runs. Shardul Thakur also got a duck. So I think that is where they might struggle if they are chasing against Hyderabad, who can just score at will. I mean, 250 might be an easy score for them at this Hyderabad pitch. So chasing might not be a good option for them. But yeah, again, they have a very explosive batting lineup, and they're going to bank on them because comparatively their bowling isn't that great. So they will be banking on all of these players.
All right. Before we go deeper into this conversation, Rohit Juglan is joining us from Chennai, giving us all the updates before the CSK versus RCB match. Listen in.
Everyone, good evening. I'm in front of the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium, and the news from the press conference is that it's not a good news as far as both the sides are concerned before the game. Be it about Bhuvneshwar Kumar, be it about Virat Kohli, or about Matisha Patirana in the CSK camp. First let me tell you that who was there for the press conference. From the RCB side, it was the Dinesh Karthik, the home, the Chennai boy, and it's a very short press conference, just 3 questions asked, and I asked him about the injury concerns in the camp and about Mohit Rathi, that whether they want to introduce Mohit Rathi or not. There were questions to Stephen Fleming also, be it about the Virat Kohli factor in the RCB, what's the concern for Matisha Patirana, why he's not playing, and about Rachin Ravindra, that change in batting order also, and the kind of wicket they are getting at this particular season, because last season there were a lot of complaints, as far as not complaint is not the right word, but there were a lot of sayings in the media that Eric Simmons, beat Hussey, beat Stephen Fleming about the wicket. Today, Stephen Fleming gave a very good answer as far as the spinning wicket is concerned. But I'll give you information from the very start. When Dinesh Karthik arrived, people are a senior journalist asked him about the RCB top order versus the 3 quality spinners in Chennai Super Kings. So DK said that we have some good spin bashers rather, and all of them can play really good versus spin. So be it about Virat Kohli, be it about Phil Salt, be it about Rajat Patidar, and then he was right. The changes that RCB made this season, it was all about that, whether these kind of batters can play both kind of attacks or not, whether they can play spin or fast bowling. So, then the gentleman asked about Virat Kohli, that his ability versus spin bowling. So again, DK said that he scored a lot of runs in the Champions Trophy, and Dubai is a condition where you see a lot of assistance to the spinners. So there was no question as far as Virat Kohli is concerned. I asked Dinesh Karthik about the fitness of Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Virat Kohli. He said that there were problems. He said about Bhuvneshwar Kumar's injury, Virat Kohli having some problem, at that point of time in his back. But today also he said that yes, there were problem, but he's too big a cricketer, and to know all of that, what's going inside his body, he know that really well. But he didn't said this, that he is 100% fit and he'll be available for the game. For Bhuvneshwar Kumar, he said the same, that yes, he was injured, but he started bowling in the nets. He never said that he's again completely 100% fit. So be it about Virat Kohli, be it about Dinesh Karthik, yes, Virat Kohli is here at the practice arena, and he will practice. He'll definitely practice. But there were some concerns according to Dinesh Karthik. As far as Stephen Fleming is concerned, he said on Patirana that he is still recovering. So that's a big setback, I think, for Chennai Super Kings. Yes, they have some quality bowlers, they have some quality spinners, but we all know that what Matisha Patirana can do. So I don't think that he'll play tomorrow's game, Matisha Patirana. I'm little skeptical about Bhuvneshwar Kumar also. Virat Kohli will definitely, I think, if he's here to bat, and I'll give you another video when the practice got over, and whatever I saw inside Virat Kohli, whatever.
So that's the update from Chennai. Lots of injury issues over there with Matisha Patirana and the other bowlers as well, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. But let's talk. Let's get back to SRH versus LSG. Shomik, who has the upper hand? What do you think? SRH?
See, on paper SRH, but I expect, as I said at the start of the show, I expect a response from LSG, so I will keep it at 50-50. That is number one. Although I want to see a change in the LSG lineup, LSG 11 or 12, whatever it is. I want to see Rishabh Pant opening the innings along with Mitch Marsh at the expense of Aiden Markram. On a belter, you don't need an extra batsman. You can play someone like Shamar Joseph in place of Aiden Markram, because on a belter you might be needing an extra bowler. So even with Rishabh opening the innings, and if you incorporate Shamar Joseph, you will have Shardul Thakur at number 7. So that is serious depth. Before that, Shehbaz. So that is serious batting depth. Maybe you don't need that that extra batsman. Rishabh Pant at number 4 looks a bit lost, not only in the last game, over the past few years, even when he was playing for the Delhi Capitals or Delhi Daredevils before that, in that middle order, in white ball game, when the field is spread out, he looks a bit lost because he has limitations in terms of playing his shots, picking his gaps when the field is spread out on the offside. When the he needs to take the full advantage of field restrictions in the power play in the first 6 overs. So Mitch Marsh, and you don't like to disturb Nicholas Puran in the batting slot because he is coming from a very good knock at number 3 without disturbing his batting position. If Rishabh opens with Mitch Marsh, I think that would be the ideal playing 11 or playing 12 for LSG.
Atra, your thoughts on this? Who has the upper hand going into this match? Of course, SRH home advantage, but at the same time, like you said, LSG also bat very very deep, and if they click tonight, they could possibly, also put on a great show.
See, if you ask me to pick up a favorite, I mean, who holds the edge? I would say it's SRH, because they are playing at home, high on confidence. They know the conditions better than anybody else, and they are. I mean, although its season is just one match, they have played just one match this season. They look like a form team. Although, I mean, on the basis of one match, we cannot judge form. Having said that, SRH is possibly the side which has an edge. And what Shomik has said is very is interesting, because if SRH, sorry, if Lucknow, if they have to field a foreign bowler, they have to drop one of their batters. I mean, they have four. I mean, they fielded four in the first match: Markram, Mitch Marsh, Nicholas Puran, and David Miller. So if they have to drop, if they have to get in Samar Joseph, they have to drop one of those. And I don't dislike Shomik's idea, although I'm not sure. I mean, Pant as an opener, yeah. I mean, it's interesting proposition, because field restrictions and all that, and we have seen that batters who play in that gear, who like playing their shots and all that, they have come very good in white ball cricket. I mean, although they have, I mean, there are dozens of examples of successful openers in white ball cricket who were originally not openers, who did not open in the other formats of the game. So the same can be applicable for Pant if he clicks, and more importantly, if Lucknow see that their bowling is not clicking. I mean, today, I mean, so far we have seen just one match, and in that match also they had the opposition 5 down for 60 odd in the seventh over. So we can't say that they have their bowling lineup is bogus. We can't say that. It's just one match. So, but at some point in time in this competition, be it sooner or later, if Lucknow wants to play a foreign bowler, which is Samar Joseph in this case, they will have to drop a batter. There are no two ways about it. So, and yeah, Markram can be one to begin with. I hope it doesn't become a trial and error. But to begin with, yeah, can be Markram? Yeah, why not?
Naman, who holds the edge? What do you think? We're only 6 minutes away from the toss, so
I mean, yeah, SRH will hold the. I mean, they will be the favorites here, given that it's their home ground. They more familiar with the conditions, and given, I mean, that final 5-7 overs, like Shamik sir said, LSG had dominated DC. They have to better utilize their resources. I think not utilizing Shardul Thakur at the end of the innings wasn't the nice thing that Pant did. He could have utilized him. He can do everything. He can do slower balls. He can do hard lengths. He has a lot of materials in his arsenal. So that is what Shardul Thakur brings for you. And that is, I think, Pant needs to realize what his resources are, what he has in his arsenal, and where he can use them. Now, given everyone has said that Shamar Joseph can be an addition and we can take out Markram, but it depends on his fitness. And if we are to take Shamar Joseph not playing today, Avesh Khan playing, he seems fit. He's out, I think, practicing as well, bowling something. So I think Avesh Khan also coming in, if not Shamar Joseph, that can also be a very good thing for LSG. They did well. They can just have to strategize. They do if they are doing their homework well of strategizing against this SRH batting lineup. I think they can do justice to their team and their efforts in the last game as well.
And Gandhi, one more thing,
Yeah.
why I've been advocating for Sharma Joseph against someone like Travis Head in particular. Offense is the best defense. You give him some irrespective of the nature of the pitch. You try and give him some chain music up front. Two slips, a gully, a leg gully or leg slip sort of, or a short backward square leg, stuff like that, and you give him some chin music. If that works, excellent. If that doesn't work, it will not work. But you have to take your chances. You don't have pace in your ranks. If you look at their fast bowling lineup, you don't have pace in your ranks. And Shamar Joseph is one bowler who can bowl at around 90 miles per hour. So Travis, you target Travis and also Abhishek Sharma. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, in any case, Sunrisers Hyderabad will flirt with 300.
We're only 3 minutes away from the toss, so let's ask our panel. Atreyu, uh, win the toss, bat first or bowl first? What would you do at this deck? 1 second, I need to unmute you. Yeah.
It depends on the factor of dew. If there is dew, definitely bowl first. If there is no dew, then chase. Yeah, then you chase because I think the kind of wickets they have, and in T20s we have in IPL especially we have seen a bit of a pattern where teams prefer chasing, and if there is dew, there is no doubt. I mean, they will chase, and even if there is no dew, I on a flat belter of a wicket with no dew, I think teams might think of batting second. Yeah.
Naman, your thoughts?
Till now, every team has just opted to bowl first and chase the match. So, that is what everyone will be thinking. Given that there is not a big difference, I don't know. Last match was a day match, so we don't know exactly how much dew will come, when will it come. But what I have read from the weather report that there is no big difference between the highest temperature point and the lowest point that is going to happen in the day, and so most likely than not, there might be a lot of dew. So if I'm SRH, I'll just go bat. We have the strength. We just bash out the bowlers and score some 280, 300 runs and get bat LSG out of the match. That's it. That's what SRH will be thinking of doing. But yeah, every team has opted to go to chase. But let's see. Hopefully, we get a batting team first.
Second awesome here is asking why don't they play Britsky in place of Markram? Power play is so crucial. If you don't score 80 plus in power play in Hyderabad, it is hard to score 250 plus. Shomik?
In terms of Markram's replacement, I don't see, because Markram is one of the leaders in the group. If you want to sit out at idle Markram, you bring on Shama Joseph. No point replacing a Markram with. No point having a like for like replacement. You bolster your bowling attack. Um, what is the second part of the question? If you don't score 80 plus in the power play in Hyderabad, it's hard to score 250. In any case, if you don't score 80 plus in at any venue, irrespective of venues, if you don't score around 80 90 in the power play, it is very difficult to score go on and score 250. Now the pattern in T20 cricket has changed. Earlier it used to be first 6 overs power play, when the batting side used to go hammer and tongs, and then in the middle overs were the building phase, and as Dhoni used to maintain, the last 2 overs in T20 cricket were death overs, were slog overs. That was what Dhoni used to maintain. The last 2 overs were slog overs. Now it has changed. All 20 overs are your power play overs. You don't shift gear, especially if you are Sunrisers Hyderabad. Now you are talking about winning the toss or batting first or bowling first. See, from Hyderabad's perspective, it doesn't matter at all. They live by the sword and die by it. Whatever. Last year in this fixture, they scored 160 odd in 10 overs without losing a wicket against LSG. Batting second, chasing. But from LSG's point of view, it's always advisable to chase because their bowling attack doesn't inspire much confidence. So, from that point of view, batting has been your strength. So, whatever Hyderabad scores, if you can restrict them to 240, 230, you with your batting lineup, you will back them to surpass that. And as
Toss
because batting,
update. Sorry
yeah,
to
yeah,
interrupt. Toss update. LSG has won the toss and opted to bowl first.
that is a very fair call. That is because batting. That's what I have been talking about. That batting has been your strength. So you will back if you can restrict Sunrisers Hyderabad to 220 or 230 with your batting lineup. You will back yourself to surpass that total. But as it happened against Delhi Capitals, even after running through the side, running through the middle order and everything, they couldn't get over the line because their bowling attack doesn't inspire much confidence. Their bowling attack doesn't have that much of experience in their ranks.
Atra and Noman, a final couple of comments from you guys. LSG winning the toss, chasing. Atra, like you said, the team should chase first. Oh, sorry, should chase if they win the toss. What are your thoughts? How does this change? Does this change the dynamics at all?
I didn't get it. I mean, has it changed? Has it? What's the decision from the toss?
They have opted to field first, bowl first.
Yeah, so that's what they are chasing, right? I mean, that's what we were saying that the side winning the toss, the side toss would be chasing. Yeah, see, there can be two reasons, and both are quite open and shut in this case because if there is due, then obviously you bat second, which is equal to chasing. And if you and if even if there is no due, if it's a belter of a wicket, I mean 50-50. I mean no 50-50. It's heavily in favor of the batters. Then also possibly you opt for chasing because not only because your bowling lineup is weak, because if that is your strength and the conditions are such that which will not change over the course of 40 overs, you are expecting the wicket to stay true and be with a fair even bounce and everything for the all of 40 overs, then you possibly fancy your chances batting second, put the bowling side under pressure. And we have seen that work. I mean, in a few, a lot of times it worked, and possibly that is why in IPL teams are opting to bowl first. So there must be a reason behind it. It's not only due. So I'm not surprised by the decision to bowl first. And as Shomik said, that is especially in case of a team like LSG, where the batting is decisively better than the bowling. Then you fancy your strength more than your weakness. So it's a very logical decision, and let's hope we get a good match because some action coming up very soon, and this is unusual action that you see when Hyderabad bats.
Unusual is the right word because we don't get to see all of that very often. But Naman, final thoughts: LSG versus SRH. Who's winning this one?
I'll just state out what Pat Cummins said in the toss at the time of toss. When asked what would you have done, does it change anything? He said it doesn't change the way our boys are going to go about it. It's always going to be positive. So I mean that just tells you how positive, how confident they are about their batting lineup. But the big thing is that Avesh Khan is coming in. Shehbaz Ahmed goes out for LSG. That is the big news. I think that is a positive thing for LSG. If they are going to chase the innings, I think Shehbaz might come back because of the season that he has had in Syed Mustaq Ali with the bat. So I think it's what LSG would have hoped for. Irrespective if there is due or not, they would want to chase it down. They have the batting lineup to do it. They just might be feeling a bit concerned that their lower middle order didn't work well in the last match. That is what they might be concerned about. Ayush Badoni, Shardul Thakur, and if Shehbaz Ahmed comes in back as an impact sub, they would want them to fire because it is going to be a big chase. Like Pat Cummins seemed positive, they are going to go about for. I mean, they're going to target for 250. So it's going to be a tough game for LSG.
All right. So on that note, we'll take your leave. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Naman, Shomek, and Atra as well. And to everyone who's watching, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And come back at the end of